Ah, here comes the unexpected wrinkle in my master's plan. I know who you are, lost daughter of Hades, and I know that you know who I am. I had a premonition of this very moment. Call it a change of heart. I was a coward and a fool, you see, to have sided once with gods against my kind, but no more. This is my attempt at atonement. Perhaps you're right, but I shall be a victorious fool at least. For I have seen you stand no chance at all. I knew this would happen, yet I could not prevent it, do you see? I could only do my part. It's not my troubles that I mean to save. Agent of change. You know what lies beyond and still returned. I knew you would, of course, yet I don't know why. Because you won't tell me. The threat you face is beyond your understanding. That is the only reason you persevere. Your ignorance is a gift, much like the fire that I shared with mortal kind, and now with you. I know you think that you can get past me if you but continue to try, and to try, and to try. The truth is you shall. Perhaps not this night, but inevitably nonetheless. What would you know of my plight? You who flail against time itself. So much courage born of pride. Come then, agent of change, and show me what I know you can do. You cannot die, but can be driven back. And you can burn, and shall. I know the outcome of our each and every clash, yet somehow you surprise me even still. The entirety of my strength shall never again return, but I've enough for this. Aitos here still longs for the taste of liver, and who are we to deny him that? The agent of change returns, and the course of history shall never be the same. Sooner or later the age of gods shall end, no matter how ferociously you fight. I'm still a little sore after what the gods did to me. For all my so-called crimes, you gods seek worshippers in all your vanity. We titans seek only what is ours. I endured having my liver eaten for an eon. These bouts with you are nothing. The gift of fire I bestow to mortal kind. I made certain to save some for you. Do you see? Each moment I delay you, time's plan comes closer to fruition. Whether you shall break me here again is for me to know and for you to find out. I've seen your every trick, all that you're capable of, and you are not at your best. I shall not be the one to topple this mountain. Neither shall you be the one to save it. I've done my part here, just as you did yours. For this was bound to happen as it did. Curse these old wounds of mine. I once was stronger than this. I knew that this would be a struggle, but hold always to the chance I may be wrong. I am beaten, but you cannot afford to give chase, and my strength shall return. The famous wrath of Olympus. It cannot easily be stopped, you see. Aitos and I have done what needed to be done. Now you go do the same. I know your capability and can anticipate your every move, but there are times my mind leads me astray, you see. Anticipating possibilities that do not come to pass, resulting in all too many mistakes. To be imprisoned is to be denied the opportunity to learn. A cruel form of torture in itself, but I did learn something, yes. I cannot break. Aitos has excellent vision, of course. Saw you since you first set foot at the base of the mountain. Slowed you down, perhaps, but still. I knew you'd be here now. If you knew, the outcome would invariably be rather different than the one that's imminent. Though I suppose I can at least give you a hint. My master's plan, of course, requires time. The objective here is not to stop you permanently, but to slow you down. Yes, bullheadedness is one of your family's defining traits. Then let us execute our respective plans. There is a possibility that mine shall succeed here beyond measure. You gods coerced all mortal kind into worshipping you, and for what? You have nothing to gain by slaughtering them at your whim. Leave them be. Your Lord Uncle had me bound to a mountain for eons, so that Aitos here could feast upon my flesh for all that time. Aitos came round eventually, but Zeus, he never shall. Any laborer of skill cares for their work. Mortals, poor sods, created in the image of the gods, yet forced to be inferior, so that they could never achieve what my master and I now intend. The truth can be difficult to absorb. Mortals live only to suffer. As I am responsible for that, I sought to take some of their suffering from them, and redistribute it to all of you. I know what you're about to say, Agent of Change, and caution you. Don't say it. Should you verbalize your thoughts, the outcome shall be of no benefit to either of us. You still don't understand. We are as clay, the lot of us, able to be molded and remolded. One disastrous consequence we avoided, but there's no preventing the next. It used to be much worse. But to your point, I would not wish the curse of foresight onto anyone, except perhaps the worst of all my enemies. and you are not yet one. I am aware. But I also know that pride, one of the defining traits of your kind, tends to precede a fall. You shall see where all your certainty gets you. You have questions for me about a great many things. I shall not answer them, not yet. The words must first escape your lips, for one. Yet your heart, if not your eyes and ears, suggest to you that I am not the liar that your mind believes me to be. We stand in opposition nonetheless. I don't seek my master's forgiveness nor assume his loyalty. Alliances are born of shared goals, perhaps ideals, whereas the gods and I are at cross purposes. I took nothing. Fire spreads, burns anything that stands in its path. The gods sought to imprison it, but I set it loose. Now at last, we each are free, and burning still. I knew your injuries would be this grave, though perhaps you did not. Nothing a little time can't eventually heal, of course. My wounds have long since been a hindrance to me. I do not let them fully heal, so I'm always cognizant of what I'm fighting for. And Aitos here appreciates it too. The future is a series of fixed points. Not even my master believes this to be true, but I have seen the many possibilities. The only question is, which is our destination? They were always weaving, yes. I know that you know that they weave no longer now. Yet moment by moment the future still unfolds. Let us give shape to it ourselves. Stop right there. Don't move. It's you. I knew it. I knew it. Here's our prey. A brief word. Gods. Agent of change. Our nightly routine. My premonition. What do you know? No. Now then. Ready? Enough. See here. Very well. Aitos, attack. Now, Aitos. Aitos, now. Aitos, go. Go, Aitos. Together, Aitos. Get her, Aitos. Aitos, Talon dive. Phoenix flame. Combust. Incinerate. Flame of Olympus. You'll burn. To ashes. Inferno. See this? Here. Here then. Fall. Out of my sight. This is over. Watch this. You wretched gods. Legions of the Titan Lord, attack! Reinforcements, now! Here come my master's legions. My forces have regrouped. What's life without pain? Suffer as I did. Suffer then. Turn back. But I do. But I do. I think otherwise. Your strength fades. Withstood all that. We'll meet again. Curse you gods. I'll get you gods for this. God save you. There was no dignity in this at all. I had no other means to drive you back. She's gone for now, Aitos, but she'll return. Resist all you like, yet the age of gods shall end. Time shall see to it. And thereafter a golden age of enlightenment shall begin, in which you gods hold far less sway. Your disregard is the very reason you're no longer fit to rule. I know you'll never relinquish this mountain. Fall with it, then. Great Zeus did not have me bound and tortured merely for the supposed crime of taking fire from this mountain. No. He wanted certain information about his eventual downfall. I told him nothing. Merely that his time shall come, a specific outcome that grows more likely with each passing night. You are but a wrinkle in the plan. Nothing more. Gods could learn something from mortals, you know. For all their many failings, they have an admirable tendency to cling to hope. A certain quality we deathless often lack. Yes, mortals live short, painful lives. And even still they strive for something greater than they mostly can achieve. I fight for them. You gods fight only for yourselves. The question you're about to ask is mocking nonsense to supplant the more important subject troubling you now. Go on. I cannot respond if you hold back. I knew you would react this way, but knew no other way to broach the subject. How often I create the outcomes I'm attempting to prevent. Our choices can reverberate through time, creating outcomes of far greater consequence. If not for my imprisonment, I wouldn't be here now. Where I must be. You of all gods ought to understand something of sacrifice. But for now, at least, it matters not. I've nothing to prove to you, no secrets I'm willing to share. Only my rage. The difference between you and me is that you merely can suspect and theorize, whilst I know for certain. Yet there are truths that I cannot impart. Take it from me, agent of change. The more you know of the future, the less likely you are to shape it as you desire. You who condemn me as a criminal. Would you know why I liberated fire from this mountain for the sake of mortal kind? When I gave mortals nourishment, the meat they would have sacrificed to you, they needed fire then, and more. But you hoarded all of it. So I saved them, and I'll do it again. My forces almost stopped you, but they didn't quite succeed. And even now you're outnumbered against Aitos and me. My forces almost stopped you, but they didn't quite succeed. Now you're against Aitos and me. Yes, I mustn't keep you waiting, for I know who shall have their vengeance here, and I'm eager for you to find out. How can you hope to surpass me in such a wretched state? Perhaps if I were bound in chains and my liver half-eaten, this would have been more of an even match. A sporting competition. There must be a certain thrill in not knowing a battle's outcome before it occurs. Even outcomes as likely as this. My foresight only works if there is any possibility of an outcome taking place. Whatever deception you have in mind, you shall have to try harder than that. Dionysus wants merely to drown his few remaining complicated thoughts, and seek more pleasures of the flesh. More beast than God. Lacking all self-control. None. I've had my liver shorn apart for eons by good Aitos here. I'll not permit the god of wine to further damage it. You have a brother you never even knew. I had a prideful one, a scatter-minded one, and a pathetic one bearing the weight of the world on his shoulders. Which do you suppose yours is most like? My brothers and I used to quarrel frequently. I thought I had outgrown it, become more civilized. But clearly no. Let's leave it be, agent of change. That old shade's latent memories have more to do with gods and their deceptions than with anything I did. Oh, on the contrary. I take responsibility for mortal kind, but for all their failings, vices, and downfalls, I am not to blame. Nor is this Dora. You tell her I said that. Your companion, Dora. She does not remember me, not yet. But she shall. And in so doing, remember why she chose to forget me to begin with. And forget so much more. That one is haunted by her past, as you can see. But it is not my place to tell you any more than I already have, lest she recall too much too quickly. All in due time, as my master would say. I know the tinge of gods, but you have something else. Something older. The mark of chaos. The eldest, most indifferent force in existence. Goaded into action. It tells me that all beings are fallible, beginning with chaos. We are all vulgar accidents, do you see? Yet still we strive toward perfection, which remains ever out of reach. How quickly you arrived this night. Bending the very laws of nature to achieve your goal. Forging alliances with beings who care nothing for you. No. But isn't it chaos that delivers you so close to your goal, yet shall let you go no farther? Even if you should prevail here. I know where this all leads. Let's see it through. Ah. So it's to be my borrowed flames against your own this night. This could be rather entertaining if I didn't know already how it's going to play out. Certainly not. And I anticipate that ignium, for I know the weapons that you bear, shall rather sting. But I've felt worse. I'm but a titan and unarmed. Should you get past me, however, I know that you know you're certainly no match for what awaits. I would have, yes. But since you've foreseen that outcome, it shall not come to pass. Well, if you truly think you can withstand that monstrosity, let's see you withstand me. The monster Typhon isn't liable to stop, you know. He has your family on the back foot, cowering in your Lord Uncle's palace. Exactly where we want them. You're telling me your plans. Now we're truly getting to know each other. I almost regret what's about to transpire. If suffering today brings about a better tomorrow, so be it. I foresaw your trickery, yet still could not prevent it. No matter what I tried. Compared to what I have withstood before, this was nothing at all. If you could see what I've foreseen, you'd not believe it anyhow. You've seen nothing of this world, yet defend it. I have seen it all, and shall burn it down. You owe your family nothing, yet give everything to them. Fools, all of you. There shall come a time when our conflict has ended. But I wouldn't hold my breath. What gods and titans did to one another can never be forgiven. Merely forgotten. This fire coursing through me, burning me inside. I'll show you how it feels. If I'm already guilty of unforgivable crimes according to Olympus, then this matters not. No chain shall ever bind me again. I both swear it and I know it to be true. You've some small amount of foresight by now, do you not? You know how this ends. I'll tear the gods apart with my bare hands. There wasn't anything you could have done. Your boundless pride won't save you anymore. I know your every move. whilst you know nothing. Another night, the same exact outcome. My master shall be very pleased with this result. I knew eventually I would prevail again. You grew too comfortable with all your victories. Complacency leads to a downfall soon enough. Go back. Return to hell. Leave this place. Do you see? I'll not hold back. I'll burn you to ash. There, you gods. But soon. How about no? Not quite. You'll make plenty. No chance at all. Oh, you shall. Not for long. I do. Yes. Yes. Damn you. Impossible. As expected. Predictable. Missed. Try again. Saw that. Come on. Never. No. Inconsequential. Negligible. Strange. I saw that. Connected. Anticipated me. This is nothing. Caught me. Ah, yes. Is that all? No, you don't. You'll regret that. Ugh. You. What? How? I should have. You just. But I'll not be ignored. Face me. Fight, curse you. What are you? A consolation prize? Stealing from Olympus? Plunder away. Take it, you'll need it. Couldn't wait. What now? Itos! Itos, retreat! Fly, Itos! Away, Itos! Get out, Itos! I have this, Itos. Leave this to me, Itos. How dare you? You'll regret that. I'll get you for that. Curse you, gods. For what you did. You'll suffer. Back off. Fire plume. Conflagration. Legions on me. Legions, form up. Stand and fight, legions of the Titan Lord. Legions of the Titan Lord. Assault forces to me. You've more to contend with than me. I do not fight alone. We're not finished. This changes nothing. I shall be back. Time cannot be stopped. Itos, we fly. Fly, Itos. Get us out, Itos. You'll never defeat us. This changes nothing. I should have expected this. I've suffered worse. This, too, shall pass. I did what needed to be done. All according to plan. You God, I hate you all. Was there nothing I could have done? I knew this would happen. Yet, impressive trick. Remarkable. The moon. I see. Sure enough. Witchery. Magic. The wrath of gods. Begone, bird. What is this? Back, cat. Get off me. Blasted beast. Back off. You work with enchantresses to try and gain the upper hand. But such distraction shall be of no avail against me. It is not the size of the opponent that's of consequence. That it does. But your incantations have their limitations in kind. You would be wise not to depend on them too much. Of all your kin on this accursed mountain, Lady Athena is the worthiest opponent. My master's legions must be keeping her quite busy that she'd lend some of her strength to you. I would. I lack her martial training, her divinity. But despite her vaunted wisdom, she, like all your kin, possesses what to mortals would be called a fatal flaw. And I know that you know what it is. Do you hear that? Typhon climbs the dark side of the mountain even now. Impressive that you cast him down before, but he shall not rest till the palace of Zeus lies in ruin. I am. It's strange to think that time can be a limited commodity even for deathless such as we. But no more stalling for now. It may have taken all your godly relatives, but they were able to resist the monster Typhon's wrath, despite the blunders that you made. Yet now you hurry back. You ought to choose your loyalties with greater care, not let them be decided by birthright. Well then, come on. You have a summit and a family to protect. We fight is what, big man? Slow her at least. She shall not tell a soul that you were here. The damage it would cause her family would be catastrophic if she did. We fight is what, big man? Slow her at least. She shall not tell a soul that you were here. Her family is in no position to absorb the truth of it. At least not now. Or soon. Agent of change. I of course foresaw my own defeats. As to whether you can stop both Heracles and me, you'll find there are far fewer paths to that outcome. I knew you'd say that, man. And you've the right of it, of course. We are not here for conversation. Nor is she. If there exists a downside to having the ferocious strength of Heracles at one's call, it must be overconfidence. How could we possibly not prevail, I theorized. Well, there were ways. It's ultimately why we're here, so yes. Where you're going, change follows. And change does not come without conflict. Truths are only truths if they're believed. And no matter what I tell our adversary, she shall not believe me. Not entirely, at least. The splitting headache is the better course for now. My big friend, as you call him, answers to a higher power, and I know that you know what it is. You wish to face the two of us again. You know precisely how. You're eager to please. To do that which you're called upon to do. That's why you're here, and that's why Heracles shall be here again not very long from now. You see, big man, she didn't keep you waiting long at all. Though I know how much you detest having your labors dictated by goddesses or gods. And I look forward to seeing what you decide. Though I already know, of course. Your insincere concern is meaningless to me. You gods have a shared purpose, merely to reassert your dominance. We share a purpose too, but one completely different from your own. You shall not believe this for some time, Agent of Change, but Heracles can be trusted. Certainly not in your present case. But still, you underestimate our combined strength, though not for much longer. Let's show her, Heracles. And is this not a fitting stage on which we're to perform before the gods, including whichever dark gods you yourself invoked, forcing obedient Heracles to answer their call? Let's give them what they desire. I'd say I thought you'd never ask, big man, but we both know the truth. I don't foresee the two of you speaking for long. If I may, Heracles, it is not necessary to converse with her like this. We could simply attack without warning. Then it's settled. We agree to keep her guessing, even though we're going to fall back on old habits, with me doing most of the talking henceforth. That is one telling of it, more or less. So she remembers, finally, perhaps with great regret. After all this time, mortals still cannot decide whether to blame themselves or gods for their plight. Your companion Dora remembers some of the events, but this does not mean she understands any of them. Her actions pitted mortal kind against itself forever. It's more correct to say that your companion Dora finally saw my scatter-minded brother for who he was. Their marriage lasted for about as long as many do. Your words are harsh, but for the most part accurate. Dora remembers now what your own family did to her. If she can forgive you all for that, then she's a stronger soul than I. Look at us, Agent of Change. The demons your companion Dora inadvertently set free, every ill that could befall mortal kind. Most all of them yet plague the gods as well, perhaps. But mortals tend to have a harder time of it than you, don't you see? So long as they suffer, so shall we all. You have been busying yourself elsewhere. Down in that underworld of yours, no doubt. Unless you've started having greater difficulty getting to this point. I knew you were going to say that, so that I could now take this as an opportunity to clarify that foresight is not mind-reading. It seems we may be locked here in this struggle for some time. That is the consequence, of course, for what you did. I did not mean it thus. In fact, knowing these meetings may be quite habitual, perhaps it's best we keep our conversations curt. I ought not say too much from here. You've come specifically for me tonight, haven't you? Some barbarous assignment, perhaps, from dark gods far older and greater. Well, here I am. Not this eve you won't, but later. It shall slip your mind that we had this discussion earlier, and you shall tell me more. For now, come fight me for the glory of your kind. The will of night, is it? Demanding Typhon's sacrifice. Is that what you're after? Scaling this mountain again and again. I am no stranger to the punishment of gods. It did not deter me then, nor shall it now, or evermore. This suffocating smoke on a night so black. It fills me with an older strength I thought I'd lost. A good reminder I yet live. You speak as though you are the cause yourself. Impossible. Or quite unlikely, I should say, but then again. Ah, you dark gods. Come, let us see whether this is your night or mine. What has the whim of chaos wrought? That our existence led us to this point, in opposition to each other endlessly. As would you, I suppose. But no such outcome ever shall occur. Of that you can be certain. Perhaps, however, we may yet provide to chaos some amusement anyway. You bear an artifact belonging to one whom I know. I sense it there. How did you get it? No need to say. Doubtless the gifting custom of Olympus, nothing more. You can be every bit as stubborn and brutish as the beast from which that tooth was torn, yet you are unworthy of it all the same. You have an avian companion of your own. A scraggly and pallid raven, mediocre wingspan, lacking the raw instinct to hunt and kill like Aitos here, but still, a loyal bird. I was in no position to negotiate with Aitos when first we met. But now he listens to me, typically. Although when he identifies his prey, he can become quite fixated by it. My master does not realize what shall become of him once all is said and done. Do you? How abhorrent to try and steal away one's immortality. Your father's father. You share some of his ancient lineage and his obsession with the inevitable. Come get what you desire then, but one outcome awaits as you continue down this path. Something has changed in you since when last you were here. I know what it is, and what shall happen when you finally make use of it. Perhaps even tonight. Stay your threats. I know you shall not use this power against me. If gods and titans could kill one another as mortals do, our history would have been much, much shorter. Well, Agent of Change, the monster Typhon is eliminated and my master certainly is not himself, or rather, now he is. Many have said they knew you could do it, but only I truly did. Yet you know as well as I that we're not finished. That I decided long ago, when I gave myself to your Lord Uncle's chains. And I still oppose you, yes. For what you seek beyond, you shall find only through the flames of battle. My master, or perhaps my former master, as I now should say, wishes to undo certain perceived wrongs, as you are well aware. I merely have a part to play in this. I am prepared to fight eternally for what I believe in, and so the time flows freely forth, if that is what it takes. When my master lets you cross a boundary beyond this realm to face the monster Typhon as before, the outcome of that I cannot foresee. How did the last one go? Oh, that it is. Well then don't tell me if you like. I'm far more interested in the end result than in the many steps we shall be taking on the way. You know as well as I that the conditions of your climb need to approximate your prior path if you are going to succeed. And I admit that the result I seek would otherwise not be possible. Thus, here we find ourselves. I have extraordinarily high tolerance for pain, though for such mockery less so. Remember, we can both administer a thrashing here. My master indicates that your accomplishments are mounting night by night. He awaits beyond, should you prevail again. I do not envy you in that. Nevertheless, so long as our paths are intertwined, I shall be here. No need to let me know ahead of time. Where do you suppose they are, Agent of Change? The Fates, I mean. They who set the Titans and the gods against each other to begin with long ago. That I do. I but spur you to consider the possibility and your place in their scheme, and I suppose, in mine. It's done. It's finally done, except I need to hear you say it first, to know for certain what I have foreseen. Now, please, I care for what they say, what they decide to make of this world of ours. What has their exile driven them to do? They would not make the same mistakes again. The coming of a golden age. Perhaps not quite the one my master had envisioned, but nevertheless, all this toil at long last. Until then, I suppose we fight for the age of mortal kind. I knew my efforts to prevent you all would be for naught, but I was compelled to make those efforts anyhow. To put it simply, I could see no other way. A reasonable theory, but it never would have gone the way you expect. This was never about mortal kind for you, yet now you have done both. Fear not. The dead may worship you, but the living couldn't care less. Though still we did what needed to be done. You'll have no more success getting such answers out of me than out of him. You've seen the man. He has his reasons. No answers out of me, I said. Not when it comes to him. But at least you now know there are offshoots of your family made of stronger stuff. Nor shall they ever, I know. Perhaps make cautionary tales I've inspired, but that's it. Fortunately, I don't require affirmation. They can save their nectar and ambrosia for you. The world shall be a very different place. In ways you cannot possibly conceive. In other ways nothing shall change at all, even regress. We shall all be forgotten, then remembered, and forgotten. Again, and again, and again. Get her, man! Do it, Heracles! Now, man! Now, Heracles! Heracles! Show her! You're in for it now. Here he comes. His turn now. Now you, big man! Best watch out. He's worse than I. Drove him back. You scared him off. I tried to warn you, man. I told him. I warned him. I'll handle this. We're all that's left. Enough of him. You and me, then. And now for me. Heracles. Leaving so soon? Off he goes. Oh, blast. You're not prepared for what awaits you at the summit. Come, show me what little foresight you can muster. You need but to evade 3 waves of flame, but where? Choose your path carefully, Agent of Change, lest you burn. You know where I intend to strike, but shall that be enough? How easily you can anticipate my flames by now. But one false step, and I shall char you to a crisp. Am I becoming too predictable for you, Agent of Change? Was it the top path, or the middle path, perhaps? Surely the lower path first, followed by the top. Best stay there in the middle path, or the lower path, perhaps. What have I to hide from the likes of you? All you gods, your memories are far too short. Try to find a pattern if you wish, but there is none. I know what is about to happen to you here. Do you? Remember what you're about to see. Can you predict what shall occur as easily as I? My flames shall not spare you or any god. These flames never belonged to you, but here, have them. I know what shall become of you, Agent of Change, but first, you gods have much to answer for, yet no one to make you. Let's see you once again evade these flames. I was shorn apart on a freezing mountain. This is nothing. Enough of this. Deftly evaded. You saw the coming flames. Eluded all of that. Eluded once again. Let's carry on. You saw it all. Now what do you see? Now dodge this. Very clever. Enough. Now fight. Poor choice. Caught you. Caught out. You lack focus. You're scattered. Wrong. Come on. How quickly they forget. Wake up. Try again. You merely guess. Quickly, legions. Get her now. Now, legions, descend. We have you surrounded. Legions, fire support. Legions, open fire. Legions of the Titan Lord, come in. So swift. In the blink of an eye, I could not keep up. You're far too quick. Now do you begin to understand what I have done at every turn? You gods never forgive. Why then should I, when I could fight instead? The strength to best both Heracles and me. I can foresee no way to stop it now. I have foreseen defeats of mine before. Every last one of them, in point of fact. I knew I could not stop you. On the contrary, you needed to prevail. I knew I could not stop you. On the contrary, you needed to prevail. Were it not for this fight, you'd never find a single remnant of Typhon. Were it not for this fight, you'd never find a single remnant of Typhon. You have defeated me again. But all my wounds shall heal. They always do. My strength has failed me repeatedly, but it always comes back. The flames that you withstood, perhaps they were never meant for you. My foreknowledge of this moment, it's as though we've done this all before. I cannot stop you, yet I fight. Such wrath. Hold on to it. My wounds shall heal again. I am surpassed, but never beaten. You gods have much to learn. This was to be my future then. You cannot break me. That I know. The strength of Hades. Blast. Far worse awaits above. Even with Heracles, I shall never submit to you. You know what lies ahead. Who would have fought for you? Go give that monster hell. This needed to be done. I know you'll understand. I'll never serve the gods. Only the future. We got her there, big man. Good mercenary work. Well done, Aitos. We played our part for now. The gods demand your services and you comply. But I am obligated to resist. I'll not attempt to tell you what shall come of this, for you would never believe it. It seems I now pay penance to the gods once more, though they shall never bind me. I need no armaments to drive you back, unless you count this flame. You've kept good Heracles there waiting patiently to put that club of his to further use. We are the fury of Olympus here, not you. And we shall never abandon this fight. Heracles is bound to serve the gods, as apparently are you. Yet this is the result. You cannot break us, Agent of Change. But perhaps you can break past us again. I told you so, big man. What did I tell you? You see, big man. Look there, man. All present and accounted for. Say hello, Heracles. I thought you might show up. Ah, yes. Predictably enough. How was the climb? Again we meet. Not at your fill. Get her! Go! Attack! Together! We fight! Now evade! Let's go! Run! Not this time. Too slow. I think not. Expected. Flame! Burn! Ignite! Fire! Prepare! You! Now this! For you! See this? I see. Out! Back! Back off! Return! Such cowardice. You're not going anywhere. Fight me, blast you. You're staying here. Merely a toad. Wretched toad. Feral creature. Well trained. I too shall feast on you. I had a premonition of this very moment. I know where this all leads. Let's see it through. I almost regret what's about to transpire. Come, let us see whether this is your night or mine. Perhaps it's best we keep our conversations curt. Change does not come without conflict.